What's up, everybody? Y'all always catch me as soon as I'm about to take a sip. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am a couple minutes late. I got two of my homies with me, Phily Diva and the Housewife Historian. We promised you guys we were gonna do this panel, and we are here. Shan could not make it. She's feeling a little bit under the weather, but she'll be here in spirit, probably like shading me in the chat if she gets out of bed, because that's just what she does. Before we get into it, guys, I usually like to give a little bit of like what's going on outside the show before we start. Is that okay with you guys?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay. So it will be messy, but you guys will make it out safe. Just FYI. So let's start with this story. Now take this with a grain of salt, guys. It's being reported that Sheree, Will Smith's ex-wife, is being investigated by the FBI for selling counterfeit purses online. Now, I want you guys, I think I cut it out. Y'all, this is coming from All About the Tea and Media Takeout. So you can take that with whatever grain of salt that that you can find in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear this?
I did.
This,
and I saw the website. I went to I saw the pictures of the Firkin bags and the trendy glasses. I don't want to call them Fendi, even though they had an F on the front. But isn't this the same thing that Melissa Gorga was doing in her shop in New Jersey? Like selling very similar looking luxury items. Like, this isn't something new. It doesn't have any, at least from what I could see, it didn't have any specific logos or specific color wheels. Like, that's one of the things about fashion and retail and kind of staying in that counterfeit lane is just, you can't use certain colors, you can't use certain hardwares, you can't use certain designs. And that's just from me studying fashion. I'm not just pulling this, I promise. This is something like I kind of know. So,
well, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I read this and I was watching tonight, I was looking at every purse she had on, every designer bag that she carried.
and it, you know what, it could be, possibly a smidgen Canal Street-ish, but
they're showing the bags that I saw were like, Melissa Gorga was selling like $1,000 Chanel bags, and she wasn't refunding customers. Like, they were having to like go on Facebook and comment and leave reviews to try to get their money back because she sold them like $1,000 bags at Chanel. And Sheree's not doing that. Like, they're cost $74 in China, and she's marking them up to like $180 here, which like a real designer bag is like $1,180. So it doesn't look like she's being trying to rip people off. But did you see the post with her Cash App? Did anybody see the post about the Cash App?
Oh,
Yes, we're about to get there really quickly. So somebody's asking what we're talking about. It's being alleged by Media Takeout and All About the Tea that Sheree from Beverly Hills is selling counterfeit purses and being investigated by the FBI. That's what we're talking about. But we're moving on to this next story. The Housewife Historian just kind of queued it up. Do you want to explain it?
I mean, what I got was, I wasn't sure if it was posted in like a Patreon account or something like that, but she was basically saying you reap what you sow. And if you plant a seed, whether it's $1, $5, or $10, it's going to grow. And then she included her Venmo and her Cash App. And, you can kind of read yourself basically what she's saying, right? A word on today, tag someone if this blesses you, and perhaps it'll bless them too. Kind of like a chain letter almost. Remember?
It was weird.
Yeah, remember?
It was weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. And then including the Cash App and Venmo.
The Cash App part, I mean, she was like a first lady. So at first when I saw it, I was like, sometimes you just, you might be touched and you want to spread the word. But the fact that Cash App was on there is giving me very much Pastor Whitehead, the pastor that got robbed online. I did the story on, guys. I
Yeah.
don't know. I like Sheree.
Me
You know,
too.
I'm sure a lot of people wear fake purses and stuff like that. I don't think the FBI needs to get involved for that. But
Yeah, I think
you
that's
know,
the shade room putting a extra little sauce on there. Um, yeah,
um, it's a mess. I saw this, guys, and you tell me, is this a BITC stole my look or what? We got Jacqueline Kennedy and Teresa.
I love
Is
it.
yo,
it
I
the
remember
same
seeing
person
it a
or
little
what?
bit. Yeah.
I like it.
So did she steal her look?
I
Yes.
mean, yeah.
I think they're twins. I'm not even
I
gonna
think
lie.
so too.
It's the hairline.
Yes.
It's like
We gotta
the.
fix the hairline. We gotta bring it down some more.
Now we got this from Sheree. Oh, somebody said no. We got this from Sheree. Allegedly, not allegedly, she's saying that Sheree shared her thoughts on Kyle. I like Kyle, but sometimes I think Kyle needs to sit down somewhere. She's an OG. She's been on every season. She's connected to the show, but she acts as a moderator. Sheree then pointed to another instance to prove her point, the showdown between Sutton Strack and Dinah Jenkins, also at Garcelle's birthday party. Why are you even here talking about Kyle? I didn't understand. I don't think they needed that. Sometimes you need somebody to come in and be a moderator. I mean, she got the experience, she got the knowledge and the information, but it's not always necessary. We don't always need a moderator. And that's why I love Sheree. I absolutely felt like Kyle inserted herself in something that she had no business doing. That fight should have been between Diana and Sutton only. Pushing Diana, pushing Sutton, then kind of berating her, telling her what not to say. I feel like Sutton is definitely under attack. What do you guys
Oh
think?
no, yeah.
I was a little bored with Sutton's scene tonight with her kids. Like they talked about this chicken salad. Seemed like a long scene. I was excited to actually meet her kids because I know there was like some issues with the dad not wanting them to film, and I don't feel like it gives them an opportunity to really relate to people if we can't see them be like mothers to their kids. So I was excited, but I didn't get much from their kids. What do you guys think?
I liked her chicken salad recipe because, dude, if you're going to learn anything when you go to college, you learn how to fix you a sandwich and some oodles and noodles. Like, yes, oodles and noodles, baby. When you get to college, you'll learn that too. So it was cute, you know, and I'm glad we actually got. I'm sorry, I'm glad we actually got a little something, you know, other than Sutton playing with her friends or you know, uh, being at an event. Like, I need to see Sutton as a mother. Like, I need something more from her. And I'm a Sutton fan. I just need more.
Same. Same.
I mean, I think that Sutton kind of carried this episode, to be honest with you. It was everybody attacking Sutton, and I'm just so proud that she's reached a level with her testosterone where she can take on anybody. Before we get in it, because we kind of started on the episode, y'all can tell me who wore it better. I don't have the best picture of her, but we got Sheree in this all over Gucci suit and Lisa Rinna.
Sheree.
It's the same suit. I talked about it last night on my review. It's like a $3,500 Gucci suit. You think it's Sheree?
Yeah, I love Sheree. That's
Phily
just me.
Diva?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm multitasking here, being a mom and doing the show.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Here's the thing with Sheree's version of the Gucci suit. It is accessorized and it looks lush. Whereas with Rinna's suit, her face looks beautiful, but the suit doesn't look fit.
Yeah.
Like, it could be tailored because she's so tiny. It could be tailored a little bit more. And although Sheree still has that same masculine, tailoring. See, I wasn't even being shady. I mean, like,
I love her.
it just looks better. Like, it just looks better to me. I don't know.
Me too.
I did see that. The pimp pastor that I was just talking about does have the same Gucci suit.
Everybody got that Gucci suit. That Gucci suit is hood AF.
I think what it is people, kind of like we touched on this topic a little bit, people need labels. Nowadays, it's label mania. I'm not saying that I don't wear labels sometimes, but like if everything you buy is a label, that's really for an outward show. It's not because you necessarily like it. It's because now people can see you can afford this certain type of label. I'm glad that Garcelle called Dorit out, and I'm also glad Dorit called Garcelle out. Okay, so we're actually into the scene. I'm glad you said that, Housewife Historian. Do you want me to call you that? Do you want me to call you HHW? Do you want me to call you Jessica?
Whatever you prefer. You can just surprise us.
Okay, so I'm gonna call you Jessica.
Okay.
I thought the scene was filler. I'm glad that this was Sutton's way of saying my husband does not have control of me anymore. These kids are filming with me, so I'm glad. I don't like chicken salad sandwich. Chicken salad sandwiches, not my thing. And I did think the scene kind of went on. Did you have any takeaways from it, Phily Diva?
Oh no, the scene was definitely 7 minutes too long. Like I didn't need to see 5 minutes of them chasing a dog. It don't take that long to make chicken salad. Where was the salt and pepper, oregano? Like it wasn't seasoned, but that's a whole nother. So it just kind of. It didn't fall flat, night baby. It didn't fall flat. However, I'm glad I'm not just seeing her at an event.
I saw something more interesting. I was like, they should have me produce the show. I would make it more interesting. I saw this. This is also going to be our video anytime we get a super chat tonight.
Oh, Lord.
She looks absolutely crazy to me.
There's
no rhythm, but then I saw this.
I think that's what it was supposed to give.
Oh my gosh. Hilarious.
So anytime we get a super chat tonight, this is what we're playing, guys. If they could have literally filled it up with this man imitating Rinna, and I would have been absolutely happening. Somebody said, "What is happening?" We're making the show better. That's what's happening.
I hope y'all are enjoying it as much as we are.
Also, if I have any mods, I put Phily Diva and Housewife Historian and Shan in the description. But if anybody could drop the Housewife Historian's link for YouTube and Phily Diva's link for Instagram, that would be great. If I don't have any mods in here to do it, I'll try to do it while we're doing our review.
Thank you.
No problem. Garcelle and Dorit meet up. Is it just me? I'm a straight shooter, so I don't really hold back, guys. I really felt like they were just trying anything they could to fill up this 1 hour.
Oh no, this was definitely a filler episode. It was. I don't want to say it was self-produced. I think it was a lot of me and Garcelle need to have a talk. Me and Sutton have to have a talk. Like it was just very. We have to have a talk before the event moments.
I want to say I don't know hug your fake ass. I did. There was one point that Garcelle made, and I'm glad she made it. It was like a common sense thing. The fact that PK was driven home. First off, cops don't take your blood alcohol level multiple times. Whatever it is whatever goes on that paperwork, and you go to jail. The fact that they gave him time to take a second one is absolutely crazy to me, and then drive him home. Because I'm going to start doing some short content, like about 30 minutes on who's right or who's wrong. And top of that list is some people that got pulled over. And I'm learning so much about different techniques that cops use. There must have been some form of a probable cause to pull him over in the first place. So the fact that they pulled him over and then he was over the legal limit says a lot. Then to proceed to take him to jail, but then give him another breathalyzer that we don't know what the time was between that, and then drive him home was absolutely insane to me. And the way that Garcelle described it, perfect. People that look like me would not have been given those type of concessions. What are we thinking?
Well, just as somebody who is very just kind of cognizant of how much I drink before I get in the car, like I'm just very, very careful because I don't want to get pulled over. The fact that he was given a test and then was given time to sober up because his level was so low is the highest level of capacity and privilege I think I've ever heard from on this show. So it's something totally like, and the fact that you were giving that grace and didn't give that to your wife, like how dare you? Like I'm glad Dorit is still keeping that same energy and holding him accountable. Like I'm really kind of like, I mean, I won't say I've had a very roller coaster ride with Dorit, and right now we up. And I kind of like how she's kind of standing up for what she wants in her relationship, and just like, no, this is not cool. So I'm feeling her right now.
Who you're feeling? Who?
Dorit.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Fan.
Ned, I said I have an up and down relationship with her, and right now we're up.
I would ask you how much she paid you, but she don't have no money for all that. Oh,
please, she don't have no tax. Like after them taxes get cut, she don't have no money.
She don't have any money before the taxes get cut. That's why she has those liens. So we get Garcelle talking about the book. Now,
can I point out one? I'm so sorry. I just want to point out one thing about PK again. When he has the conversation with Dorito, he says, I was handcuffed. I couldn't use my phone to call you. I couldn't do anything. So that means he was detained from like getting out of his car. They handcuffed him and put him in the back of the car. So that doesn't make sense to me that you would detain him, handcuff him, and escort him to the police station where like normally you would go from the car to like booking to like stop and give him another breathalyzer, uncuff him, and drive him home. It seems weird, doesn't it? Doesn't that seem weird?
Something about white.
Yeah, that sounds about white. Sorry. I'm sorry.
We get to Garcelle talking about this book. So, guys, she put out this book. She did a big press tour on it. But when I looked at some of the numbers, I looked to see if she had made the bestsellers list, and she didn't. So all you Garcelle fans, definitely go out and support her book. She's not on the New York sellers best list, and I don't really hear her talking about it anymore. In contrast, I looked up Erica Jane's book, This Trash Box, and she did make the New York Times bestseller. So I don't know who's out buying it, but we need to go out and support Garcelle.
Agreed.
Yeah, just to confirm, she made the bestsellers list. Again, a filler scene. They didn't really talk about much. It was a cute enough scene, but I don't think we needed so many filler scenes, if you catch what I'm saying. It could have been one or two, but this was like, when would Dorit and Garcelle ever sit down for brunch if it weren't for filming? That didn't even feel realistic to me. We get Erica Jane talking about her nappy extension.
So this particular scene,
mm-hmm.
Does everybody follow Bravo Snarkside?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Mims follow Bravo Snarkside. And then I want you to go. Then I want you to go to the highlight part, the Schmarmy Hammer. I can't even say it. Highlight portion, and this is around the time that Erica was living next to Armie Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take up too much of the time because it's a lot, but you need to just you'll get it.
Give us the premise. What's going on?
Okay, so you know Armie Hammer, these alleged S battery, these SA cases.
For the people who don't know, so when we're talking to the audience, like we don't know anything. So fill us in. Armie Hammer is an actor?
Yes, Armie Hammer is an actor. He's an actor. The Facebook movie. He played the twins.
Okay.
He's under investigation or been charged with the SA word,
Okay.
and he has pretty much lost his acting career. Um, he likes the dominatrix and extra freak type stuff, and it was rumored that while they were neighbors, while she was in this house, and that's who she was learning all of this dominatrix type behaviors, fetishes, and enjoying his company.
And this is why you're on this screen right now. I think I did hear about him, but when Erica started talking, we're gonna get there, but when Erica started talking about being a dominatrix, I felt like that was the first time she's been truthful on this whole show.
Because he turned her out, allegedly.
I don't think she might have turned him out. I think that Erica was a working girl from way back when. And this whole, I was just what did she say? I was
waitress.
A go-go dancer.
Oh yeah.
As Shakers. Okay.
I didn't know they was dressed as Shakers, but okay.
You know who else worked at Shakers? Danielle Staub from Real Housewives of New Jersey. She worked there too. At the same place. I swear to God.
I mean, she also likes to gap her legs open for scenes. I remember that at the beach. So we got Erica talking about her extensions. Nobody really cares. In all fairness, I think it's an oversaturated market. So unless you have just like some extreme amount of fame where people are going to buy your stuff regardless, I don't think that Erica has a pretty good shot, especially when she's a walk-in billboard for her own product and this is what she looks like.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, that's a bad one. Okay, quick correction. It's Bravo, ducking Bravo. And you'll go to her Schmarmies highlights, and it goes back 77 weeks. Like, she was dropping the tea and all of that a long time ago. So what she was posting then was during the time of filming.
Didn't Erica?
Thank you, Tia. What were you saying?
Thank you. Yes, these are all my opinions.
I thought that we saw her son text her on the show and ask her if she was effing him. Was there a scene where she said her son texted her and said, "Are you effing Armie Hammer?"
This is So again, this is alleged during the time of filming. She was living next to him. You know, he's allegedly into that rough choking, you know, type thing, allegedly, and you know, timelines just kind of fit, allegedly.
Okay. We got Mauricio trying to hook her up. Now, the last time I remember Mauricio hooking up a trash box on the show was when he hooked Brandi Glanville up with his actual partner. And they did things like have sex in Portia's bathroom.
Yes.
During parties and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that Erica would have enjoyed being the Brandi Glanville because this was Mauricio's partner, so he's equally the same amount of money as Mauricio. I like that Garcelle was like, her coochie's open for service, but I was thinking, Garcelle, shouldn't yours be as well? Like, either Garcelle is actually messing with somebody and just not saying it, or she actually is turned into an asexual person and has no interest in dating because she's so beautiful. I'm not understanding why she's not with somebody.
Speaking as someone who is very beautiful and not with someone, it's because honestly, it's not that we're asexual. We put our priorities first, and then when we meet somebody and date, it really has to be a, oh my God, I want you kind of attraction and connection, or else I got things to do. Like, there really has to be a genuine, like, connection. Oh, I would drink your beer type. Like, there has to be a vibe. If there's no vibe, I legit have things to do. What are you bringing to the table? So, whereas Erica Jane's kid is grown and she has no job other than filming, you know, she can go have sex with whoever with no connection. And what does it care? Like, she doesn't, she said it. I just want to have sex. That's what she's doing.
Somebody said, why does she have to be with somebody? Garcelle is the one who's always talking about sex.
Dating, yeah.
When I say stuff, it's not because I'm just pulling it out of an orifice. Garcelle is the one who always talks about sex, and a lot of times she leads the sex conversation since she started the show. So that's why I would think she either had somebody or she's just not interested. But I don't think I said anything unfair. She's a sex talker, like Erica's a sex worker.
Almost choked.
I told the housewife story. I pre-warned her with my shows are like.
I almost choked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that she basically was saying she would have 5 clients. Like, she was basically, I feel like she was advertising. She's always talking about being in her DMs. She told Garcelle's son's baby mama, DM me. I'll be, if you want to have a tangle or a throuple, DM me. And now she's basically advertising. I got 5 spots. Okay. So.
In 3 holes.
Right. In 3 holes.
Any hole is a goal.
And he loved it. Look how hard he's laughing.
Any hole is a goal.
It's the Casamigos.
Yeah, so I feel like she was advertising. She was basically saying, if you're watching and you're interested, hit me up.
So people are agreeing. Said you're on point, Phily Diva. I understand the Garcelle, but she also has to protect herself as a single, successful Black woman. I'm with you. I think that either she's super interested or maybe she has one of those new roses and she doesn't really need a man right now. Because
those things.
Right on point with you. I do think Erica's a dominatrix. I do think that Erica was advertising. I wrote that on my thing. This is like walking billboard for dominatrix. But again, still kind of boring, guys.
No, this was definitely a filler episode. It was more than a filler episode because somebody said in the chat only the last 20 minutes were good.
Right. I'm with you. We're gonna breeze through. Rinna having a drink with Sutton. The only thing that I really have a problem with Sutton these days is the fact that she apologizes so much. Don't apologize if you don't actually feel that you're wrong. I don't think she's wrong in every one of these situations. I think she just kind of glazed things over. I think for the first time in Sutton's life, Sutton is now one of the popular girls. And she knows that if she pushes these women too far, she'll get kicked off this show. She definitely doesn't need the money, but I think she enjoys the popularity. And I mean, I have a then and now of Sutton. She's always been a decent looking lady. A little pimped up
and blonde, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that she knows she can't take these women too far. Did you guys have any specific takeaways from the scene that you wanted to discuss?
I think my biggest problem with kind of how things ended tonight was that Sutton was almost there standing up for herself. She was almost there. She had Rinna on the ropes enough to where she spazzed out. So had she just stayed in that energy and not I'm sorry, don't apologize. Look, I said what I said. And then I just told you yesterday, the same thing. So why are we having this conversation again? I really think she needed to kind of hold her feet to the fire and stand 10 toes down in that. So that was my main problem with Sutton. I'm just, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Okay, so you guys are kind of with me on that. It's weird to watch this scene and then know what goes on later with Sutton and Rinna, because the latter scene felt performative to me. I think that the producers are at this point just setting people up for dinners. Let's just get some footage. They didn't say anything that moved the needle for me in either direction. We get the fact that Rinna's about to do some wine. Like, Rinna is not like, we don't know Rinna for liquor. So why she's doing wine, I don't know. Everybody wants to be Bethany. We also don't know Rinna for her makeup. So the fact that she's doing this makeup line was also pretty weird.
Well, that was a Kardashian idea. Like, that wasn't her idea. Like, that wasn't her. Like, she's the idea for the wine. That wasn't her. That was, she's slapping a label on something that's already mass produced, like something with the licensing, because of a cash trip that she wanted to make another buck. I mean, kudos to you for making another buck. Like, I'm not knocking that. However, this is not like Karen Huger studying fragrances, making a perfume, and then, establishing that to a home line. Like, it's not that. This is Rinna just slapping her name on anything, taking any job. Like, are we really surprised?
I agree with Philly. I felt like producers kind of gave her this scene to like feed her ego, because she had went so hard at them about like not showing a lot about her mom and the grieving process, and her contract's up, and she's like stating that she doesn't feel like Bravo backs her up. And so I kind of felt like it was like feeding the monster, like it was feeding her ego. They cut out the breakfast scene of Sutton and Lisa. Lisa tweeted that she was upset that we didn't see that scene. So I feel like producers wanted to make sure they gave her a good edit. That's what I think.
What's up, Diva? What's up, Corey? What's up, Larger Curves?
Oh my goodness. Rinna's on Watch What Happens Now, and I'm just like wanting to strangle her as I'm reading these closed captions. Like,
oh, we got the DUI, right? Okay, so we move on to the bread and butter of this episode. We have all the girls sitting around talking. They're all here for Rinna's wine tasting.
And I'm looking on the floor for rats.
Right. Sutton called blah, blah, blah. Rinna having her tasting. Erica admits to drinking while medicated. Now, Garcelle had kind of touched on this a while back, a couple episodes ago, and she has consistently touched on it. It almost feels like Erica is flipping her nose to the system. Like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I don't really care. And who is really going to say anything to her about it? We move on to Harry coming into the scene, and now everything is about, was it Garcelle? Let's see. Sutton called Erica. Erica admits to, oh, okay. So we're getting to Lisa Rinna giving head to her husband. The question is asked, if you had to do a Yelp review on Lisa Rinna's head, and he gave Lisa a 5, but he gives Frank a 10.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my God.
Like, because in my head, as I'm watching the scene, I'm like, yo, what's taking you so long to answer? Like, what are you comparing it to? Like, you.
That's messed up.
Look, okay, so this picture is actually from Harry Hamlin. Harry Hamlin did a movie back in the 80s where he was probably the first person who actually did a kissing and lovemaking scene with another man on film. He says that film ruined his career. I said that was just foreshadowing for his real life.
Yeah, he said that it was before its time.
Now, Kelly Dodd has come out since and said that when Kim was talking about the husband, she was really alluding to the fact that Harry Hamlin is gay. If he's gay or straight, I still think the man is a saint for marrying and staying with such an evil, hateful shrew of a woman.
Oh my God. And he deals with her. Like, when he's not in Canada living his best life, he is dealing with her all day.
So, first of all, I love Garcelle's Balenciaga. I love that. I don't know how you guys feel, but I love it. Not the
Uh,
boots, but the boots were like kind of missed it, but love the Balenciaga.
Yeah, I
this
love
is one of my best friends, but he gives Garcelle the business
it.
every day of the week. Uh,
Somebody
uh,
has to.
well,
I
I mean,
mean, not
Garcelle's like
me.
the fan favorite.
Yeah, not me, but somebody has to.
So yeah, I don't know. I like Harry Hamlin. I don't like Lisa Rinna at all. I'm interested to know more about what really goes on with Harry. Anything that I allude to, guys, is just me. Do not pay me any attention. But I still think that Harry is probably more interested in Frank than Lisa. Uh, we move on. Now, this was an important topic. Crystal's eating disorder. I
Oh,
was actually disgusted by this conversation because the the way that they so frankly discuss something that was so personal to this woman. We've gotten over and over again that she doesn't feel valued. They don't care about what she has going on in her life or really care about her. And she tells Dorit something off camera, and Dorit brings it in front of the camera. She should not have to admit to everybody that she is binging and purging, whether she wants to tell you she has an eating disorder or if she wants to give you specifics on the eating disorder. It does not need to be brought on camera unless she chooses to bring it on camera. And they were ready to pounce on her. What did you guys think?
I think it's terrible of Dory, and I think that's her using her castmate for a storyline because there's, now she's used the home invasion as long as she can. Now they milked the DUI, and now she had a little piece of information, and she's using it to like involve herself in the drama because we haven't really seen much of her
in years.
in years.
I'm
Garcelle
sorry,
could
my
just
wine
walk
is
in the
sitting in
boardroom.
now. Y'all might get more slick comments from me.
This Casamigos is empty. It's been a long day. I just really feel like Crystal's business is Crystal's business. But I will point out, and I think I pointed this out last week as well, on the after show, Erica was very specific in saying that Crystal told her that she never got any type of treatment. But then on the after show, Crystal says she did get treatment, and now other people are corroborating Erica's story, saying she's saying she didn't get treatment. So
Here's
this kind of plays into what people say about Crystal. You never really know what you're going to get, and
Yeah.
it does sometimes feel like she projects whatever she thinks will sway people to her favor. And I like Crystal, but I'm starting to see the cracks in some of her stories. What were you saying?
okay. I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna be a little devil's advocate, and I don't give a f. I think
I
that
love the boy.
what Dorit did is corny because no, she does not have a storyline. However, this is not the first time her ED was talked about. So all she's doing is not even reintroducing, discussing something that has been discussed amongst the group. It was effed up that she did it when she wasn't there. That was foul, but this unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, however you choose to look at it, this is something that was discussed amongst the group by Crystal to everyone. So, oh, not my face. Sorry. I mean, I gotta call a spade a spade.
You're a
It's
straight shooter.
I am, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it is what it is. She did discuss it amongst the group. Now, Dorit discussed something that was not discussed with the group. That is foul to bring to the table. So, like, all of these things are unfortunately true. Crystal opened her goddamn mouth too much. Sorry. Like, if you don't want to just, like, it's real raw and it's right at the surface. So she probably maybe didn't get, therapy then, but she may be getting it now. So that may be why there are some gaps in her story. Because at the time during the holidays, it may have just been her rock bottom moment where she is not ready to get healing, but ready to talk about it. And that might be her first step. I don't know. I don't know her trauma, which caused her to have an ED. Everybody's different. I'm just kind of saying in her healing process, all of these awful things can be true. One, she talks too goddamn much.
I disagree.
I
disagree.
Everybody can disagree. I'm not that one that says, well, you have to agree with me, even though I'm right.
I disagree. I don't disagree with what you're saying in totality. I just think that the way that those women discussed it amongst each other in the group, it did not feel like it was coming from a place of concern. It felt like we're using it as a storyline. Yes, she brought it up, and that's really her only storyline since her and Sutton aren't fighting anymore. But just the way that they talked about it, it was like dogs with a bone.
Oh, absolutely.
No pun intended with Drew and Fatoon. But
dog, yeah.
Yeah, they're disgusting. They really have nothing going on. They have pumped themselves up with as much filler and wine as they can take, and they just sit around and they break people down to such a base level. And it's like, look at y'all. Rinna, you're in a sexless, loveless marriage with a gay man. Then you got, what, too far?
I feel like no.
Kyle, your husband hasn't touched you in years.
If y'all can see my face right now. Oh.
Kyle's husband hasn't touched her for years. She's now rubbing her stuff on the floor every chance she gets. I just feel like these women are old shrews, and the cast probably needs a shakeup because they're all too comfortable. They know we can pick on one person, except now Sutton is on that testosterone, so she's not to be F with. She's a whole different character than she was with that little face roller. Sutton is a force to be reckoned with. Moving on. Rinna's bottles. I don't care that Rinna has liquor. The bottles to me look cheap. They look cheap like Rinna. They look cheap like Rinna in a leopard print dress and that feathered out hair. Nothing about it was giving me what I think that Rinna was like. And I wanted somebody to tell her like, this is real, or it's bitter. I was so hoping that somebody would have gave it to her, but they were all really nice and, faking it for the cameras. We got drunk Erica again.
I would say again.
The girl is gonna drink and do pills. That's pretty much it.
Notice that Cartier ring.
Yo.
Oh, she still has the Cartier ring? I didn't.
Yeah, right here. Yep.
When
and
Harry
the diamond bracelet. The diamond necklace too.
And check out the earrings. Bring her back. Because when no.
No, she says.
See the ring and the ring and the earrings. There you go. Right there.
Are those the ones that she had to turn back in, Philly?
Yes. Allegedly.
Yep. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
But
that definitely is the Cartier ring.
Yes, it is.
Harry noticed the ring. Harry probably has the ring.
Yeah, Harry definitely pointed out the ring. And I was like, oh, there's the ring.
I did like this little moment. Like, there's tidbits. They're right. The last 20 minutes of the episode was really what was interesting. I like this conversation with Garcelle and Erica, and I'll tell you why. I'm Team Garcelle, but Erica shut Garcelle down in this moment when she told her, I don't want to talk to Sutton right now. It's not the right time. Garcelle, I've said it from the beginning. I'm not changing it. Garcelle is producing this show. Garcelle set this scene up to set Erica up, and Erica
saw it coming
and stopped her in her tracks. And Garcelle didn't know how she was going to navigate this scene. She had it all played out in her ear. Sutton, Sutton probably bent over and she got another testosterone shot from Garcelle right after she told her, you're a liability. And Erica said it. Sutton was like, all right, give it to me. She got that shot in the ass and was ready for the scene, and Erica trumped her. It did feel like a real scene. And although Erica has no right to call anybody else a liability with what she has going on, Sutton is a liability for Garcelle because Sutton doesn't stand in what she says. If Sutton was to say, Rinna, I gave you that table, you didn't thank me, period, and move on, then Garcelle wouldn't have to defend her because Sutton is standing in her own shit. She refuses to stand in her own shit when she apologizes. It really infuriates. Do not apologize if you're not sorry. Do not apologize if you felt strong about what you said. I pussy popping on the handstand and then backpedaling and pussy popping. I can't stand either one of those.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jessica is losing it over here.
Pussy popping.
Oh, you've never heard that pussy popping on the handstand?
No, it's just been a long time, and that's all. I love it. I love it.
No, but and it was so subtle. You know, we see Erica go off. In this scene and this look, to me, what it says was, I know what you're trying to do. That's why when she shut her down and they got back into filming with the rest of the cast, Sutton was over there looking like this, sour, angry, mad, because she didn't plan on having that conversation in front of everybody. But Sutton went right into it because she'd gotten that testosterone.
And she did not give a F.
No.
The conversation went great to me. Sutton needs to sit next to Andy at the reunion.
Oh yeah.
This is Sutton's season. They kind of talk about setting Garcelle up with a man, and when they were doing it, Garcelle seemed interested. But did you two notice that Erica kind of shut that conversation down and brought it back to her?
Not only did she shut it down, here's where Erica's so bitter. Dorit is telling Garcelle how this is not some fly-by-night guy. This is not somebody who's out here cat daddying around. This is someone who thinks you're beautiful and wants to really get to know you as is letting her know this is not superficial. And here come Erica with the superficial, because the attention's not on her and nobody wants to set you up with some dick because they know you're fucking your neighbor, allegedly. So shut the F up and let the rest of us finish this scene. Must you have all the attention on? Garcelle said it last week. You really miss a spotlight, don't you?
Trash bag Erica can't help it.
Exactly. She just could not help it. She's I'm sorry. She makes me sick. Sometimes.
Yeah.
In those moments. In those, I need attention. I miss not having, the things. I miss, not having the life. I miss not having the adoring people that pay me and doing the shows where everybody is just all about me, me, me. I miss that. So this is the only platform I have to make it about me in moments. So every moment she can make it sexual, about music, and about money, she will make it about herself.
Ms. D. Green has a good point. She says, when Erica brought up that Garcelle protects Sutton, Garcelle should have retorted with, well, isn't that what you and your other ladies do for one another? What's the difference? It's true. I just think that Garcelle couldn't recover in the moment because she expected for Sutton to be able to sit next to her and then have the conversation. When Erica trumped her, Garcelle just kind of tried to pivot, but you could tell she was like, what is this bitch doing?
Yeah.
Now, y'all, I feel like Erica was truthful this whole thing. Erica literally says she's been providing a service. So if she says that she's a lady of the night, believe her. When people say I'm a lady of the night, believe them. She has said all through this, I want to be a dominatrix. I was providing a service. Girl, we know you were providing a service. Nothing about you ever said that you weren't providing a service.
Ever.
We get into the Sutton. Let's see. Garcelle asks Erica to speak, blah, blah, blah. Dorit goes to the bathroom. We know what Dorit does when she goes to the bathroom, per Rinna. It's not me. Sutton says she doesn't like being a liability and she wants to have the convo. While Kyle, Erica called Garcelle out for not believing her, blah, blah, blah. Sutton gets started ASAP. The fact that they keep making it such a big deal about Sutton bringing up this charity thing, it was a very small read. It was only kind of, sort of, even funny. I think that Rinna is holding this because she knows she didn't have a storyline. And you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but in the old Beverly Hills, before we found out Erica was a criminal, do y'all think that this Sutton storyline would be the whole season? Do
Oh,
y'all think they would be
absolutely
talking
not.
about the charity tickets the whole season?
No, that it would have been 3 episodes.
You think? We talked about a dog that was adopted for a whole season. We talked about Pantygate for a whole season.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that this Sudden thing was probably gonna be the whole season.
You did. They make the moments.
I think Diana was trying to come in and they were thinking that she was gonna maybe bring some drama with her. Who knows how much she pumped up producers and the other ladies about all these wonderful things she was gonna show us, and maybe they were like kind of depending on her to bring a little bit of a storyline.
I think they were depending on her to bring a storyline and celebrities. Like,
Yeah,
remember when
something.
Kyle first started, when Kyle, like early in
And
the
Working
season,
Girls.
yeah, like
Working girls.
Kyle would always have celebrities at her lunch, or Vanderpump would meet with this celebrity, or Maloof would go to this game and have to talk to basketball players on the court. Like
Right.
there was an element of celebrity and star in the younger days, and I think that they thought that Diana would bring that back.
Me
Not
too.
just Elton John in the FaceTime. Like, that was cute, but
Right. And Camille Grammer did a live like a week ago. She was in Hawaii and somebody asked her what she thought of Diana Jenkins. And she said she'd only met her like once on the red carpet with Kelsey, but that she knew that she always threw huge parties in Malibu with A-list celebrities, and that she was always very nice whenever she, met her, but that she
So did Heidi Fleiss.
I don't think I know about Heidi Fleiss. Who's Heidi Fleiss?
Heidi walked so she could run.
So we get into this fight. Now this fight, the bread and butter, huh?
Nothing.
You don't know who? Are you looking up who Heidi Fleiss is?
Heidi Fleiss was like Heidi Fleiss.
Oh,
is like
madam. She's a madam.
Yeah. She was the first real Hollywood madam.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The madam.
And honestly, once she got locked up, I guess there was a vacancy.
We got Rinna. We got Rinna now going after Sutton at this dinner. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Sutton. She said something that was so impactful, and I don't think that Rinna could. She was just like Garcelle. She didn't really know how to respond, and that's why we saw such a big response. Sutton said, exactly. She said, "You're playing it up for the audience. Basically, you're acting." Mm-hmm. Because this isn't how you behave when we're together. And it infuriated Lisa because I think that it pulled the mask off. I don't think that Lisa, really wanted to know if people were doing coke in Derrick's bathroom. I think that Lisa is smart enough to know I'm not necessarily entertaining. I don't have an acting career. My husband is gay. He might leave me any minute. I have this show and only this show. She doesn't even have HSN anymore. So she really needs to have one moment that is screen worthy. So she thought that screaming would work, and it didn't. Sutton telling her that was a mic drop. You're playing it up for the audience. And she was so pissed. I'm telling you, testosterone Sutton is everything.
Testosterone Sutton is Liddy City. Like, that's the Southern Belle I need. And then said, okay, like, you're playing it up for the audience. We just had this conversation. Like, she did not know what to do, because she then played it up for the audience. Like, and when Sutton said, oh, you can take the girl out the soap opera, but you can't take the girl out the soap opera out the girl. Oh, bitch.
That was good. Someone gave her that, but it was good.
Like, oh, yeah, that, exactly. Like, sweetie, you're not on the stories anymore, right? Like, stop, cut, scene. Whatever you say on set, that right now.
I love the passive aggressive thing because every time Lisa Rinna would say something, she would throw something out like, "Yeah, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth," and it would just infuriate Rinna to the point where Rinna actually screamed, "If you come after my husband, I will hunt you down." And it was like such a big moment with no catalyst, such a big moment with no reason behind it, such a big response for such a simple phrase. Like nothing made sense in this scene. And they played this scene up for us. Like I was excited to see it because I thought she really kicked that girl out. And Sutton just sat her ass right there. I loved it. Like if I wanted Sutton to say, "Bitch, if I leave, so does the storyline. So what you gonna do?"
I am the
That's
moment.
Yeah, I wanted her, like, it was like, what? But then again, Sutton apologizes again. It kills me that this woman apologizes when she has nothing to be sorry for. I'm glad that the Garcelle didn't play into what they were saying. They were trying to trap Garcelle, I think, by getting her to back Sutton. I think this whole scene was pre-planned, and it didn't work. Rinna looked an idiot. She kept saying, "You look so stupid." No, Rinna, you look stupid because we now know that you don't go to charity functions and actually donate. You go for the red carpet. Nobody cares that you or Harry Hamlin are on this red carpet when you have like people like Elton John and Lady Gaga. Actually, yeah, I mean, like Michelle
Nobody cares when you
Obama.
didn't pay for the ticket. Like your name was not on the paid receipts. Okay.
Yep.
That's
what matters. Three mortgages. So that means she needs an income.
You think she could go work at Shakers?
No.
Not at all.
I think she, nope.
This is absolutely what it was giving.
So funny.
Who wore it better?
Brad.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Brad I can never pronounce his last name. Brad Gorgetsky.
Oh, that's him?
Yes, he does those.
Oh, he looks different.
Because he's older now.
Philly.
No, we all look different when we're older. Oh my
I had
God.
no idea that was him.
We all look different. You know what? One day I'm really going to post a picture of me 20 years ago. Like, I look different too.
Yeah.
When you like, seriously, when you live to be like 30, 40 years old, like, oh shit.
This is PK's teeth from the next episode.
But you show, like,
are you serious?
Yes. The thing is, I blinked and they were in my face. Like, I'm on the iPad, so that's like all I see.
I used to be in the dentistry field, if you will.
That's bad. He's English. They're not that bad. He's English.
This is PK's teeth from the next episode.
Nice.
It's the stuff nightmares are made of.
Yes.
So okay, so it was a filler scene. Do you mind if we drop the link for about maybe 10-15 minutes?
No, that's fine.
Okay, because after this, you guys put in the chat. I was supposed to be doing a Wendy Williams story. I think I might do it about 10-15 tonight. Put in the chat if you guys want it tonight. It'll probably be like a 30-minute live. I'm giving you guys content. I'm serious about this. I'm gonna drop the link, and also I don't know that I've seen you guys' links in the chat, so I'm gonna be working on putting them in the chat myself. The Housewife Historian has a channel. She stays on Erica Jane's neck. She gives you up-to-date, detailed information. Phily Diva, if you guys aren't familiar, Phily Diva read the dog shit out of Diana. Diana responded, calling her a black content creator. This is the lady, the myth, the legend. She has an Instagram. Is it spelled Phily Diva like that?
It is, but it's Phily.diva. You know, I need to change it in here so you guys see me how I am on Instagram, because there is a fabulous designer and hairdresser, Phily Diva, and she's like this. That's why I had to put Phily.diva. So... yeah, okay, yeah. So Wendy's allegedly married. Like, she's saying she's married. It's weird because she's saying it, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna wait for your take. I mean, okay, I'll do it tonight. I have everything set up.
I'm not a night owl kind of person, but I started like doing a little bit of a deep dive and the back and forth, and I was like, all these people are ridiculous. Even some of your favorite content creators are like reporting on the BS. So, I dropped the link. We're gonna take some calls. We were really putting his housewife historian and Philly Diva through the live ringer. This is what it's about. Uh, uh, what's up, Lisa?
Hi there, Mills. I'm sorry I got there late, baby, but I'm here
Oh,
though, darling.
you're
Yes,
fine.
child, tonight it was kind of funny to me, child. Erica keep talking about she's sitting on the penis, and now she want to be a dominatrix. She want to be like Christian. She want to be Anastasia and Christian Grey with the wheels and the chains now. Child, get up out of here, girl.
And
You ain't sitting on the penis like that, okay? No more, ain't no man can check for you like that. Ain't no man checking for you like that no more, child. Because don't nobody want to get sued. Don't nobody want to go to jail. Don't nobody want to get sued. Girl, sit your tail down. Tell me you sitting on the penis like that, child. Go on now, cause I know you is a beautiful woman. Number one, she is a beautiful woman. But don't nobody want to go to jail. Don't nobody want to go. Don't nobody want to get sued. Okay. You need to go sit down somewhere and worry about that $50 million lawsuit. Okay.
oh
For you
my
What
in
do
a
you think
court.
about what do you think about Sheree selling fake bags, Lisa? We talked about that at the beginning. Sheree, Will Smith's ex.
Oh, just good, please. Yeah, they got criminals all everywhere now. They got criminals, child. They're selling stuff. Girl, you don't see no sound somewhere. She ain't coming back next season then. And they gonna bring her back. Girl, sit down somewhere. You had a good thing going. I thought they gonna give you a dime. But they ain't gonna give you nothing, baby. You gotta go back sit down somewhere, cause you're a criminal too. Oh my lord, see my hands selling. Oh Lord, here we go.
You calling her a criminal?
Yeah.
allegedly.
Now, I
Allegedly.
mean, this story came from All About the Tea. So you believe it?
Well well you mention it, so I get my stories from you. So you better
I
know
I
that.
just
Listen,
I don't create those stories. I just report on what people are saying, but I give you guys the background. It came from Media Takeout and All About the Tea.
when
So
I read it, it sounded like fans were reporting her to the FBI. And I was reading through the comments, and anytime someone was like commenting like in favor of her, like, it's typical for retailers to mark up, an item double. And there was someone responding with basically it's illegal to sell something inauthentic. Like they were aggressive about it. You know what I'm saying? Like they were real anti.
But the thing is, she's not saying it is an Hermes bag. She's not
Right.
saying it's a Fendi glasses. She's not saying it's these designer things.
Exactly.
She's
It's like
saying
a group of
high
fans.
quality, yeah, high quality
Child.
luxury bag. So if
Hmm.
I'm
Ooh,
calling
God bless
something,
her soul, baby. I see you in the pit attention, baby. Then okay. We're still in penitentiary. Right now, Erica, baby dog. I don't know what's going on with them, but they need to stop it out, baby dog. But any kind of way, let's move on. But child, so it really, when I'm gonna tell you something. Sutton got me tonight. She got me. But she needs to stop playing that stupid Southern white woman role. Like I don't know why I did. I don't know why I did. I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. Child, you know exactly what you be doing. You are manipulating. You know exactly what you be doing, but I give it to you tonight, baby doll. And Erica show got me. This was really got me. Erica sit down in less than 2 minutes. Girl Sutton said, you said I was the liability. Girl, Erica, hurry up and switch that shit over to Lisa Rinna. She bounced that shit off her. She said, there you go. Get over there.
hey Diva.
She
Or
let me go.
Chronos of
I'm not,
Anubis,
that
I'm
was
sorry.
funny to me. That was
Hey,
funny to me. That was so funny to me. She said, baby dog. She bounced it off her and she sent it over to Lisa Rinna. And then sudden, girl, that really made me, what really got me tonight, girl. Sudden, she told Sudden, get the F out of my house. Girl, Sudden sit there like, bitch, you ain't talking to me. I ain't getting nowhere. I ain't getting
I
nowhere.
love that.
mm,
Girl, and I mean, she kept sitting there. But no, because you tell me get out your house, baby dog. That's in a nice way, baby. I'm getting out my stuff. I'm getting out your house, baby dog. 'Cause I don't know, you may come with some guns or knives or whatever. Girl, Sudden
Lisa,
like,
At least I got a
You ain't
question for
talking to
you.
me. I'm gonna
Would
get him.
you,
And
Lisa? Would
get
you be
this.
kissing on PK?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ain't nobody kissing on BK but that child, honey. Stop showing them teeth, girl. You gonna make me have nightmares. You gonna make me have nightmares tonight, but them teeth.
I already got him now. Thanks.
You're welcome, Anubis. So, what did you think about the episode, Anubis?
Whew. Wow. Where do I begin? Well, I think Erica may have been a dominatrix in the past life.
Or present? Uh huh.
But that too. And those teeth. Wow.
yo, those
Hip.
teeth look like venom.
Doesn't this look like a back? Doesn't
They-
this look like a back page ad or a Craigslist ad?
oh,
Not Craigslist though.
I see it looks so like Mr.
Well, she do like, there's strengths about, she do like to wear a lot of latex.
Yeah. I noticed.
And I just thought about that because, she wore that latex when they went to Paris somewhere. She said it took us a long time to get in them outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that right there. I mean,
Was
Wow.
that the
she might
Amsterdam
be.
trip? That was a good trip.
Mm-hmm.
She might be a dominatrix.
She
She
could.
might
Mike, no,
be.
is.
So we move on to this final scene, guys. Specifically, who do you think came out on top between Erica
Sudden,
Rinna,
Sudden, baby,
Sutton,
Sudden.
and Garcelle?
Sudden came out on top. But y'all know I do not like Sudden at all. But baby, I
Mm.
have to give it to a girl. She was shaking the hell out of Rinna in the confession. She said, "Bitch, are you acting? You got to be acting, child."
And
She
I
said,
say,
"You
oh,
acting."
God.
I was there for it tonight.
So
Sudden
you're giving
gave
it
me
to
she,
Sutton.
she gave
Okay,
me what I've been looking for.
I agree. What's up, Miss D Green?
Hey, how you doing?
We're
I got out of
good.
bed because this is a good discussion, so I wanted to jump in.
I'm here for it. Where you at with this episode?
Ah, well, I love me some Garcelle. That's my girl. But I wish she would be quicker on the feet in some instances because she has a lot of validity in like things that she says, but she doesn't follow through like with the logic behind it, like additional logic behind it, because she could have retorted against Erica and shut her down just like Erica shut her down. But I think, like you said, she was very surprised and caught off guard. But as an audience member, we're watching like, oh, come on, girl. I
Because
don't know.
I'm,
we
Let's
all
read. Let's.
and
collectively
you're one of
said,
those. You're one of those Garcelle ride or dies, right?
Oh yeah,
So the fact that a ride or
unconditionally.
die is actually saying you could visibly see in this woman's face that she was not prepared for Erica to shut her down like that is
Yeah,
everything that I needed to know.
yeah. I was frustrated. I was like, oh, come on, Garcelle, hit her with that because they do it for one another. So what's the difference between you and Sutton doing it? So yeah, and then Renna, she got on my nerves, but I respect her standing her ground for her husband and kids. You know how I feel about that, Mel.
but where did that come
Now,
from?
now K10 says it's easy to tell people to be quick on the feet as a spectator. It's easy to think of things after the fact. Now, for anybody who has followed me, I read on my feet. So I'm only speaking from experience. It's call and response. Somebody says something to you. Rule number one, if you're not a reader, be a Sheree. If you'll notice that when Sheree is fighting people, Sheree from Atlanta, she mimics what you say.
She
So
does.
if
Yeah,
you
I
don't
noticed.
know anything to say, Marlo did this, Sheree did this. And then it became
Right.
5 to 10 minutes because neither one of them can read. That's
I
all you
know.
have to do. When Nene told her, fix that body, here's Sheree, fix that face. It's not hard. You can move with the punches. Reading is easy. Where you at, Kai?
Reading is fundamental.
And we always speak after the fact. That's what we do on panels, right?
Yeah, we sure do.
Kai, where
Sorry,
you at?
Kai.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it. I find it these women care too much about the fans, as we've seen from the season with LVP and Puppygate and Denise, and now this. It's so weird watching them be so determined to do this. And then I feel like this is the sloppiest they've been with it. Because, Lisa, we've already discussed this. This was episode 2. The woman has already shown that you didn't pay for it. At the end of the day, you know why she said it. She knows why she said it. So why are we sitting here picking a fight when you just had a lunch and you had nothing really to say about that? She apologized, and I think people also want like Sutton and I'm only Garcelle, but like Sutton to like do a 180 on her personality. I like watching her from season to season slowly grow into who she is, rather than coming on the next season just being a character of someone different. So I feel like she knows who Rinna is. And they had a cordial lunch, and then we come to your house, and all of a sudden, set out of her mouth, now you have an audience, and you're acting different because this is not who I had lunch with the other day. Now you want to act all big and bad, and the soap opera actress is coming out. And Erica disgusts me because Erica has a problem with Garcelle not believing her. And you're trying to use Sutton as a reason why you are distancing yourself from Garcelle when you already know Garcelle does not like you. You want Garcelle to be soft with you and give you grace the same way she does Sutton, even though the reason why she has an issue with you is because she thinks you have some involvement or you're lying about your husband. This is why Garcelle does not like you, Erica. You are not in the same position as Sutton, and it's disgusting for you to ask for that kind of grace when you've been lying, and things have been getting worse for you, and you know that. And you still came to the season lying, saying you've been vindicated when we all know you haven't. And now you're asking for this woman to be the same kind of friend she is to Sutton as she is to Sutton. You want her to be that to you. When you are no one's friend, you will bite the head off anyone who questions you about basic things. And so you've always had an issue with Garcelle and Sutton because they're the only ones asking you questions calmly, and you're biting off their heads. Meanwhile, your friends were talking trash behind your back and had your name on a Google alert, and you had nothing to say to them at the reunion afterwards. So those are my initial thoughts.
Kai, I just love you. You just come in.
Yes, she do. She does. So she comes in, baby. She
I know I speak a mouthful sometimes when I talk so much. I talk so fast too, so let me know if I'm
But it's
talking
logic. I love it.
We love it.
Kai,
Yeah.
what do you think about PK's teeth?
Those teeth disgust me. How is Sheree with that man for so long and he's just not fixing his teeth?
You gonna give me nightmares now. I'm gonna have to have my back.
Enough with the Mr. Ed.
Mr.
You call him Mr. Ed.
Don't tell me his teeth don't look like Mr. Ed.
Oh, a question. Who missed Kyle this episode?
I just thought about that.
I know, but who missed her? Kyle was sick, but who missed her? Because I forgot that she was not there at the last season. It's always interesting because I missed Garcelle when she was sick. I missed Sutton when she was sick. I forgot Kyle was nowhere to be around. The same way I did Crystal, and the same way I did Rinna.
But this is what I want to say, y'all. And I'm real serious about this. Now, I thought it's really making me sad when they say Crystal is still throwing up, and it really kind of bothers me, and it's so sad that she has this eating order, and she got this image problem, and she need to go get some help. I hope that she does go get the help she needs. I mean, and I'm glad Bravo. I'm glad the Real Housewives at the end showed us stuff about eating disorder where people can go get help. I'm glad about that. So I really do. Crystal, if you watching, anybody who knows her, baby, go get some help. And anybody who's suffering like that.
Well, this is not me being shady, but Crystal, I question it because I didn't like the way that Kyle was asking the couple episodes back about is it a control thing or image thing, and it could be both. But it was interesting that Crystal said it's a control thing, but everything she talks about is about image. She was the tall one. She was the minority person. It's about image. So I think it seemed like it will be hard for this situation to be fixed because she doesn't want to be honest about why she has the issue.
Yep, but she has been kind of unaccounted too, though. Like she said, she was a tall minority girl out her white friends.
But then you don't say it's control.
When you like that, and even though probably some of those Caucasian people or kids probably did pick on her, she was kind of be like them, and and she found that she couldn't, it's mess with you. It does. It mess with you. I can truly identify with that. You know what I'm saying? So it mess with you. It mess with you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And so,
I don't know that I like Crystal. I don't know that I'm invested in Crystal's character, and I do not know that I believe everything that Crystal says
I
now.
don't like her.
Because when
Yeah.
she came on, it's a complete 180. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
almost a
Yep.
regression. Whereas
Yes.
Sutton had a progression. I feel
Yes.
like
Mhm.
Crystal came on showing us $100,000 ugly pilgrim looking purse and letting us know that her basement is going to cost like $1 million to
Come
fix.
on,
And
Ma.
she was kind of like
Mhm.
vivacious and all that. And that was one persona. Now we have this more wasp character. It feels like Crystal is playing a role. I don't know where we go from here because she hasn't given us much this whole season.
Well, when
And
The
I'm
first
not
two
necessarily
seasons.
interested
But
to
then I
see
like
her.
it. Just like you, Mills. I like Crystal. I
And what's
really do.
sad is she
I think
actually is
she called my mom an animal, Crystal did. I had to my
Crystal called your mom an animal?
yeah.
What did Corey do to her?
When I get,
Corey, what did I know your mom is right there. Corey, what did you do to Crystal?
I didn't do anything to Crystal. What happened was, remember
I
when
What had
we were
happened
on
was
Sherelle's channel and we were
uh-huh.
talking about the robbery, and then
Uh-huh.
PK picked up on it. It was a clip with me, Sherelle, Perry, and Gabor talking about how the kids were allowed to remain asleep. So she called me an animal. All of us animals. I was like, no, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't know
well.
that. I mean, but she
I
really
remember
doesn't
that episode. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
she really
Hey,
doesn't count.
Corey.
It
Hey,
really doesn't matter. What
tonight's my
Crystal has
son's
to say.
night, so I'm gonna bow out gracefully and
Yeah,
admit
yeah, yeah.
that
Bye,
He's been
firework was
Corey.
not ugly.
he's
It
been
was.
coming with the punchlines. We
I
don't
know. I'm so proud of him.
not you're proud of him being shady. Bye,
Yes.
Corey. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Nice.
Love you, Corey.
So guys, we're about to
Aquarius.
close out.
Oh, yes.
We're about to close out because I'm coming back in about maybe 20 minutes to give you guys the Wendy Williams story. So I want to start with Phily Diva and Housewife. I personally dropped your links. Philly for your Instagram, Housewife for your YouTube. Where are you guys and how are you feeling about tonight?
this was a filler episode, but I'm glad we had Erica telling Garcelle, "You will not make me the butt of your jokes." Like,
Where's
listen,
Gabor? People don't be siding with Erica, so
I mean, I'm not
Going-
siding with her, but I'm just glad she had like nobody wants to get dragged the entire season. Like, it's not fun. So in this moment, I'm glad, the conversation was still had. It wasn't like, Erica was let out of the conversation. The conversation was still had. But Garcelle did not control it. And Erica was not going to be produced in that moment. So I am glad she stuck up for herself. The show didn't get started really until the end. So,
It sure didn't. It sure did.
right.
It sure did. It didn't get started to the end, baby.
where you at, Jessica?
I feel like Erica is just validating everything that we've been saying all along. Like when people, we've been talking about, like, did she know? Didn't she know? Did she help Tom? Did she not help Tom? And throughout the season, she's just slowly like validating that she's a scandalous woman that wants clients to make money. And I don't know. I just feel like she's validating it. But for everything else, I was kind of bored. I was disappointed. I didn't think it was a very good episode. I give it like a 5.
5. Definitely 5. 4.
Ellen is
What do you give this haircut, Jessica?
I mean, I love it.
Well,
It's amazing.
she reminds me of the chick from the Eurythmics. You know what I'm talking about.
You're rhythmic?
Sweet dreams, yes, made of it. I don't want to keep singing it because
I don't know what she's doing. Was this a Britney moment?
Erica?
Why would you start selling hair extensions and then cut your hair?
I got nothing.
Misty Green, where you at?
I'm all for Erica leaning into becoming a dominatrix. I think it's the most honest role for her to have, and I support her in that.
Kai?
I think Erica doesn't like sex as much as she says she does. The dominatrix girl, you need your coins to pay your lawyers because you keep fighting for everything like an idiot, even though you say you're working with the courts and it's obvious that you're not. I think Garcelle still caught Erica off guard because Garcelle told Sutton before they had that conversation, and then Sutton brought it up, and Erica's face was like, "What?" So I do like that conversation was still had, and everyone kind of like stepped up. I think it's interesting watching. I know it frustrates people that Sutton apologizes and all that kind of stuff, but I like someone like slowly becoming their own, and I like that. I feel like every time we're at the end of the episode, she might have lost a battle, but she wins a war. I guess for me personally, so I find it interesting to watch, and I am over this determination to make Sutton the scapegoat for everything from you not paying to go to a charity to you being a liar and helping your husband like steal from victims.
Just in case anybody forgot, I will never like Lisa Rinna. I think that she's a racist, and I exposed her on this channel, and we're gonna watch this really quick.
At first I thought maybe you were a gang member. Yes, you look like you just got out of a car from South Central and that you might like pop me.
But everybody everybody has tattoos.
No, but you look shady.
And what?
You know that's why I didn't mention her by name.
I don't like her attitude.
For anybody who had not seen that, it literally was just a camera guy who had tattoos. He wasn't from South Central, he was from Hawaii. The fact that you could so freely say that somebody from South Central was gonna pop you and you look like a gangster, disgusting. Where you at, Lisa?
Chad, this was like a 4 to me, and I did not enjoy it until the end. Cause baby, I can tell you, I'm Sutton really kind of changed my mind tonight. Cause I really can't stand her ass. So tonight I like the girl. She said, sit there. She said, get the fuck out of my house. That girl sit there.
Now, Lisa, you have to clean up your language.
I was like the monetization of it all.
You're gonna need to put a quarter in the swear jar, Lisa.
I ain't got the money right now, baby. So you got to.
Where you at, Anubis? Anubis?
Yeah.
So where you at to close out?
Well, it would be nice if Erica didn't look like she stepped out of a BDSM session. And off a porno film.
I was not expecting that from you, Anubis. Okay.
Trust me, he looks like that. Really?
And that is a good place to close. Guys, I have not forgotten about you. I have started reading this Hilton book. I will be doing the first chapter from it this Saturday. Expect that thumbnail. I'm going to be doing this Wendy Williams story tonight. I don't know if I'll have a panel for that one. We might do a quick one. But if you guys are really interested, and I see everybody in the chat, I'll drop the link. It's crazy because there's so many different sides to that story. I want to thank my 2 guests, Phily Diva and the Housewife Historian. I really enjoyed you guys. I think you guys have a great point of view, and I think your YouTube channel and your Instagram, your YouTube channel, Jessica, the Housewife Historian, and your Instagram, Phily Diva, is going to be really big. You guys saw they were dropping tea this entire night. We made this episode fun.
One thing before you leave?
Sure.
Mr. Ed, please get your teeth fixed. Get some implants. Do something.
He did get them fixed.
Them teeth. Oh, Jesus.
Really?
He got them fixed, guys. But okay, on that note, thank you guys for coming. I'll be back in about maybe 20 minutes to do my Wendy Williams. We're going to close out with Lisa Rinna dancing. Bye, y'all.
Bye.